Rapture trip tips.
Okay, so this isn't my first Rapture.
Topic is a little heavy on my heart, but
Hi, this video is for my fellow Christians.
Happy Rapture Day, everyone.
Hey Quinn,
Yeah,
have you been raptured yet?
not yet.
Oh, okay. So what's for lunch? Well, if you've been on TikTok at all for this past week, I'm sure you've been bombarded with videos all about how the rapture is happening on September 23rd, which is today. So I figured why not spend my last day on Earth before the 1,000 years of hell begins by making this video. As a queer and trans person, I really don't think I'm gonna get beamed up, but just in case, I just wanted to go through some tips and tricks to help prepare myself, just in case. And in turn, maybe help some of you during this holiest of times.
Rapture trip tip number 2. It's a tough spot to be in. You don't want to tell people you're going because maybe they'll think you're crazy. And what if you're still here after September? You got to save face. You still want people to know what happened to you. Leave a note on your mirror with a dry erase marker. When someone finally breaks into your house to see if you're okay, someone will find the note. I'm okay, I'm with Jesus. Don't take the mark of the beast.
You know, as someone who grew up Mormon, I don't think Mormons really talk about the rapture, actually. Or at the very least, I never really learned about the rapture, or they have like a different way of going about it. This is horrifying to me. I really can't tell if these people actually believe it or not. I'm sure there are plenty of people who do, but it's wild to me. It's so freaking wild to me. I know this is the woman that a lot of people have been reacting to because she's been giving tips and tricks for the past few weeks about how to survive the rapture and everything. I literally can't tell if she's memeing or not. And that's absolutely horrifying because I have come from such an extreme religious background. Mormonism is extremely high control, and most cult scholars do agree that it is a cult. It wildly scares me that there might be mass in the next day or two because of this. It's horrifying to me because, I don't want that to happen. But it does happen because religious psychosis is genuinely a thing. And the fact that she's talking about this and that there are people that are running with it. I mean, most of my For You page has been people making fun of these kind of people. But I have genuinely seen a couple people who really believe that this is happening. And it's so horrifying to me. It's so scary to think that people genuinely think that this is happening. Oh my God. Let's get into tip number whatever. I didn't do the first tip because apparently the first tip was something about underwear, and I was like, I don't want to fucking react to that. But oh my God. It's horrifying. It's this tip is essentially her saying, leave a suicide note. Oh my God. It makes me feel so bad for them that this is something that they're just running with. Oh my God, let's get into the next one.
Rapture trip tip number 3. Other possible options to leave messages behind. Save a note as a screensaver on your phone. Carry a folded piece of paper, a note in your pocket. Pre-write letters and keep them in your purse or backpack. People are going to check the 3 Ps immediately after you're gone. They're going to go through your pockets, your purse, and your phone immediately. While they're taking your money, you might as well leave them a useful note, like a gospel message, or don't take the mark of the beast.
It's literally just a call for a mass. Like I said, I grew up in a very high demand religion, very doomsday religion. So I'm not gonna lie, this past week has been extremely triggering for me because I do have a lot of religious trauma around prepping and doomsdaying, and I do still get very triggered by that. This is horrifying to me because I'm thinking about the people who will actually do something about this, and or when it doesn't happen, because it also says in the Bible that no man knows when this is going to be happening. Whenever someone predicts this kind of thing, of course it's not going to be happening, because it literally says in your book that no one knows when it's... Sorry, my phone just died. What was I saying? No one knows when it's going to happen. Their own book says that no one knows when it's going to happen. So whenever this kind of thing starts to go around, because, you know, we've been living through God knows how many raptures in the last like 30 years, it just makes me think that it just riles people up. And it also makes me think that they want a lot of, but of their own people, which doesn't make sense. At least that doesn't make sense to me. Why anyone would want like a mass unaliving of the people who follow you. But, you know, none of this stuff really makes sense anyway. Like I said again, I can't tell if she's being genuine or not, or if this is like a bit, but oh my God.
Another way to help prepare people that you might go missing because you're harpazoed without looking crazy is to leave subtle hints during conversation. How about brunch this Sunday? That sounds great. I'll be there. Well, unless Jesus calls me up and I get raptured.
First off, I don't think that's a subtle hint. Second of all, like, I remember that kind of look in people's eyes. That complete, glassy, not there look. And it's horrifying. It just makes me sad. You know what it is? It makes me sad because I remember this. I remember feeling like the end was coming and that I wouldn't be taken up and that I wouldn't be with my family forever. And it still is in me. That trauma of being a queer and trans person growing up hearing that that's inherently wrong and that's something that God would never accept, even though we were all made in God's image. So, like, isn't God everything anyway? I remember that feeling. And it makes me, like, I know I shouldn't feel bad for these people because a lot of Christian, evangelical, that kind of type are very homophobic and racist and horrible people. And I still get that sadness for them because they will never be able to look past what a book that was written 2,000 years ago and rewritten and rewritten and rewritten and rewritten says about humanity, and something that should have been used to help bring people together has only been used to divide people. And this is just so sad. Also, we had a Pippin everyone. I have like no words for this because it's so triggering to me. And I'm sure a lot of, you know, queer and trans people with religious trauma as well are also being triggered by this. And also kind of scared for family members if they genuinely believe this. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Like I said, this has been somewhat triggering for me because I, you know, do have that background of doomsday, Mormon, get everything together, the world is gonna end, you are the last dispensation, blah, blah, blah. So I did just want to make this video as a little reminder to myself to be grounded, and also just how, like, I don't want, like, it's wild to me. I didn't want to say insane, but like, it's fucking crazy that this is even a thing that's happening and people believe it, that I personally believe it's being used to distract from certain things that are going on. But that's fine. It is what it is. And before I go, I just wanted to shout out my amazing Patreon community, as well as my amazing YouTube members. They help make videos like this possible because, let's be real, being a queer content creator right now, so if you do want to help support me, please check those out. And I also want to shout out our streams if you are looking for a friendly, queer, safe space. I stream on Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like I said, if you ever want some queer community, go check it out. Happy Rapture Day. We got this. And congrats to making it to the 1,000 years of hell. Because good God.